That was brutal. That was a brutal game to sit through for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They dropped this one 6-3 against the Minnesota Wild. That is your final score. And Minnesota dominated that game from start to finish. And yes, the Leafs did come on a little bit strong near the end, getting two more goals because it was way out of reach. And Hildeby was in net to start to start the third. That was a very tough one to sit through. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Nice to see some familiar faces in the chat already. That was tough. And I mean, Minnesota is one of the better teams in the league. One of the best teams in the league. Make no mistake about it. But a lot of puck watching tonight. A lot of puck watching. I mean, I was absolutely pulling my hair out, losing my mind in the first period already because I was like, this cannot be one of those nights. Like, you can't, not against this team. And it was. And it was. A lot of puck watching, a lot of lackluster defensive play. I didn't like a lot of what I saw tonight from a lot of different players. I want to get into some advanced analytics as well on the stream today. It's not going to be the longest stream in the world, but do want to, see what everyone's saying and how everyone's kind of feeling tonight because it's definitely one of the games of all time. That's for sure. But what did everyone think of the game tonight? There was also a big trade. Yes, that's right, Joshua, in the NHL today. But Corey is saying, so Larry's saying Berube needs to be removed. One game. Corey is saying, I think it was horrible coaching. They should have took Wall out before they did. See your goalie struggling, take him out. I don't even think Wall was like, it was less Wall struggling. And don't get me wrong, he did struggle tonight, but less of him struggling and more of the team, man. Just standing around, like way too many second chance opportunities and not helping your goaltender out. Way too many chances for the Wild. And it was messy defensively. It was super messy. So hated that from the game tonight. Didn't enjoy that. But yeah. Brad Treliving's working the phones. I don't know if he's doing anything interesting. We're going to have a video tomorrow morning on exactly what the latest report is because there is a name on the Leafs that is now out there in trade rumors. They are shopping somebody specifically. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow morning. And it's not, let me be clear. It is not who you think it is. It is very interesting. We're going to have a video on that tomorrow. I'll tease that. So tune in tomorrow morning. Should be up early, 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Depending on what your definition of early is, but 8 o'clock in the morning should be up. But yeah, it's a tough one. So the Leafs need help on the blue line. That is for sure, Josh. I mean, they do. They need to trade for a player. They need a defenseman. Forget the top six thing. Chris Tanev getting hurt changed everything for this team this year. They need a defenseman badly, more than anybody else. I think right now in terms of teams trying to make the playoffs in the playoff picture, they need a defenseman bad. So. And Morgan Riley is one of the worst defensively in the league. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I think as a team tonight, they weren't good. No, JC, you're going to have to tune in tomorrow morning. That's the point. We got to tease a little bit. But Leafs got outskated. Yep. Badly. You're correct. A lot of puck watching. They were awful tonight, but that doesn't mean they've been awful overall. Since December 23rd, the Leafs have the most points in the NHL, if you can believe that. So since December 23rd, maybe not necessarily the best team in the NHL, but they've picked up the most points. So, and that's including the Colorado Avalanche, who they beat last week. So I'm not hitting the panic button over a game like this because I've seen them play well in the last week, but this was a depressing effort. Like, this is the type of game you watch, and I get depressed watching a game like this, the way that they were puck watching. I cannot stand that in the defensive zone. Awful. And then they were having a real hard time in the second and third period making plays off the wall in the offensive zone. Very, very hard time. And the plays were there. And they couldn't make them. So that was tough. They were not good in most areas of the ice tonight. And again, I'll bring up some of this stuff. Get into some advanced numbers here. This is the box score, not necessarily advanced, but you got Robertson on the board tonight. Matthews, 25th goal of the season, scoring at an unbelievable rate once again. So it looks like he's definitely back, which is good to see. And obviously John Tavares, when he scored that goal in the power play in the first period, I thought they were going to rebound I thought they were going to be a lot better after that, and that was going to help them get back on track and moving their feet again. And nope, didn't do that. That's for sure. Deserve to win-o-meter, not in the Leafs' favor tonight either. I thought it should have been more, probably like 95% for the Wild. I didn't think the Leafs had much besides those 2 goals in the third. Which the first one, you're making things happen for yourself. That's the third line, banging and smashing, getting to the front of the net, stuff like that. And then Matthews, elite finisher, right? So those are your 2 goals in the third period. The Wild dominated this game pretty much all the way through, especially 5-on-5. And, the Leafs 5-on-5 game has been better, but there's a lot left to be desired. And that could be due to deployment. That could be due to, I wish I had the numbers to look at specifically, but could be due to deployment, could be many different things. But in this one, not great. I mean, Minnesota dominated start to finish. In this one, a lot of your lines are getting filled as well. I mean, this was this tells you the story of the game too. And you got Tarasenko, who I forgot was on the Wild, absolutely ripping you apart all night on mistakes. It wasn't even like those were goals where he outworked everyone. Like, they were just mistakes. And then those are old updates, sorry. And then when you look at this, I mean, Waugh, technically 5-on-5 is your best skater tonight. Matthews and McCabe got absolutely filled. I feel bad for McCabe because he's actually like the most valuable player. If you look at all the advanced analytics on this team, he's the most valuable player for what he does. He just plays against tough competition. He gets filled sometimes, man. Like, it's nothing you can do. And Carlo was shocking tonight. Like, this guy can't make a play for his life sometimes. He was shocking to watch at times tonight. Like, very, very easy plays, but that's tonight. That's in a vacuum. I want to make that abundantly clear to everyone. I want to make that abundantly clear to everyone that that's tonight in a vacuum. They've been playing very well, and I've actually been very happy with their game. But tonight was one where it's like, for times, specific points in time in this game, inexcusable effort, and that's not good. And that's where I'd like to see the leadership group kind of take the whole team and be like, hey, we can't continue to play like this, and it starts with me. And I don't know if we totally saw that. And you wait too long to pull the goalie as well. I know they waited till the third to put him in to start the third. I think you waited too long there. After the 4th goal, I was done. My appetite for it was over. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But can we rebuild yet? I don't think that's the case. First game back from a road trip as well. That's a great point, Mario. They always do this. They always lay an egg. It is. It's true. It's true. Not blaming Riley today, but we will blame Riley every other day. Riley has been shocking, guys. Real bad. His uptick in offense is not an excuse for how bad he's been defensively. One of the worst in the league 5-on-5. Awful. I believe I heard today he's been on the ice for 65-on-5 goals against, or something like even strength. Excuse me. It's horrible. Horrible. We all know the Leafs would have came back if Darius was alive. Elite ball knowledge required. That's right. That is elite ball knowledge. That is insider information. That's inside baseball. Thanks for tuning in, Prophet. But that's right. I'll be live Friday when it matters. When it matters. Every game matters. Mario Ferraro would be an interesting fit as well. There's a defenseman coming off this team. I'll tease it again. We're going to have a video tomorrow morning. There's a defenseman coming off of this team. We're going to have a video tomorrow morning. It's not who you think it is at all. It's interesting. Gonna have that tomorrow morning for you guys. Rasmus Anderson was traded to Vegas. Yeah, he'll be in Toronto on Friday with Mitch Marner and the rest of the gang. Revenge game. I would play Joseph Woll in that one. I would give Hill to be Detroit. We'll see what happens, but let's see. Eric, nice to see you again. If the Leafs say the window is now, why not trade Cowan, go get a number 1D? If you can get a number 1D for Easton Cowan, yes, you'd absolutely make that trade. I don't know if that is true, though. I mean, if Braden Shen, if the ask last year was Easton Cowan and Ben Danford for Braden Shen, if you can get a number 1 defenseman for Easton Cowan, I would do that trade 100%. But I don't want to trade Easton Cowan. He's building confidence every single game. He's still taking like these inexperienced penalties and making inexperienced plays sometimes, but he's a rookie. He's 20 years old. It's going to happen sometimes. You're asking him to play with a lot of jump, a lot of juice. So don't love the idea of trading him just yet. I think he's going to be a real good player for this team. So no idea why we pulled the goalie before we even got the puck in the offensive zone. Like, our power play entries were so poor, and we decided to pull the goalie before the entry. I also want to make a point that the first power play unit's entry is horrifyingly bad. Second unit, it's a different system. Why don't you use that system then for the first unit? I don't get it. Why are there 2 different entries? And why is the first unit so bad at it? If you practice every day, and they practice the power play all the time, even in morning skate, how are you that bad at it? Still, because every team's zone entry is close to the same at this point. Like, you know what we're doing. We're dropping it back. We're pushing the D back. We're going to take the zone with the chip off to the wall. We don't know what wall it's going to be, but it's going to be a chip off to the wall, right? And then you're going to enter zone. At least the Leafs, that's for sure. But every team's is essentially the same. How are you that bad at it still? Like, how many years in are we? You know who's carrying the puck in. And now it's more Nylander this year. Of course, he's not in this game. Get the puck in. You know what I say? Slap it in and go get it. Try it. I don't know. Like, it's probably not the best in terms of puck possession. Try it. Like, if you literally cannot enter the zone, try it. Yeah, I would not touch Carson Soucy with a 10-foot pole, Josh. That would be a real bad move for this team to make. I'd rather keep everybody else. Yeah, they did not play like the team we've been seeing for the last month at this point. So we will we'll see what they do on big game on Wednesday. Detroit, Vegas, not an easy week. I was talking about it last week. I'm like, it's not going to be an easy week. They're going to drop a game or 2. And we'll see. Big game on Wednesday. A little bit of a homestand too. Big game on Wednesday. And no game on Saturday. And then you play an afternoon game. I was talking about this the other day too. Against Colorado at home on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. That's going to be a messy game. It's going to be awful. But guys, I'll leave you with this before we wrap up here. Short one today because I know everyone just wants to go to bed. That was a horrible loss. Like, it wasn't even close. Didn't go to overtime or anything. It was just an awful loss. I'll leave you guys with this. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're going to have a video. There's a player coming off this team via trade. We're going to break it down tomorrow. I'll leave you guys with that. Just a little tease. It's not who you think it is. Stay tuned. Tomorrow morning, video dropping. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Go Leafs, go. We've seen a lot better out of them, but they came home from a road trip. They usually lay an egg. I was hoping it would be better. Big game. Yeah, I know, Prophet. Me too. I always get my hopes up sometimes. I always get my hopes up, man. When Matthews scores, like, I'm just like, okay. You need 2 more? Anything can happen? Then you pull the goalie without having possession in the offensive zone. Ridiculous. So, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you guys for a video tomorrow. Probably no stream on Wednesday. And then Friday, I'll be live. Vegas Golden Knights. Mitch Marner back in town. That is going to be crazy. I will be live for that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a great night. Go Leafs, go. I'm sure they'll get back on track. They've been one of the best teams in the NHL since Christmas. So let me know how you feel in the chat. Let us know how you feel in the comments over the latest video. There's some interesting updates this morning, too, if you want to go check that out after this. See you guys tomorrow. Big one in the morning, a big week ahead for the Leafs.
Leafs Digest, your daily dose of gold. Stories of the bold where legends are told. From first pop drop to the season's full. Tune in and watch the drama unfold.